So I took the neck off, and you can feel the ridges on the sides where the frets kind of stick out because the neck shrunk a little bit. I guess being an old guitar, that happens a lot. So what I do is I take my little, I don't even know what I call this, but you feel the frets and you gently just rub across the edges. And you round them. That way it feels like an old guitar, because this guy said he never played it and he's had it for his whole life. So you just round the frets so they don't wear on your hands when you're holding. Your thumb can move across easy and it doesn't hurt your fingers here on the fretboard. So I take 600 grit on a square flat piece of anything, and you just kind of go across it. Now if you have binding, you want to tape that off, and then before you do the frets you want to make sure the neck is straight. So that's another whole deal, but you can kind of tell you're doing something because the paper gets and then the frets, the paper gets full of metal and the frets start getting shiny. I do this to every guitar I touch. Every guitar that goes out my door. Or it comes into my door, either way. Just want to make sure you don't hit the wood. If you hit the wood, you're pushing too hard. Then when you get closer to the edge, you want to go this way, most definitely. Or be very gentle and just... And then you feel back and forth. If you feel a couple sticking out. And guitar places, the first thing they do when you bring a guitar in to sell it or trade it, they go like this. I'm like, oh, this is a nice one. I'm like, yeah, because I freaking did it. But I don't tell them that. They just think it's a good one. So if all the frets are rounded, for some reason they assume somebody at pawn shops and guitar shops and stuff, when you try to trade in a guitar, they always feel the frets. Well, that means it's a good guitar. So you make it feel like a good guitar. That feels pretty freaking good. This one's kind of cool because it has little dots on the sides, which I haven't seen one like that in a while. This one doesn't. Oh wow, this one does too. I'll be damned. This one needs a whole new fret job though. There's an actual tool for this, but why spend the money if you don't have to? Because I've done this to like 35 guitars, and nobody's ever said a word about it, or complained, or said, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing." Oh wow, that feels great. One right here. That one's a little. Yeah, this feels like a 20-year-old guitar that got played for 20 years instead of. Yeah. And there you have it. Next I'll straighten the neck, and then I'll file all the frets, and then crown them. Cool. Like, dislike, tell me I'm an asshole, whatever, I don't care. Just subscribe. And comment.